Can I move on to Bushra then?
I'll come down.
Where are you coming down? Bushra's going to, if any of you have had a chance to do the visual 3D, 4D film screening she was doing outside, it's amazing. I mean, she's one of very few women of Bengali diaspora who are in the VR world, and she'll tell you a little bit more about her journey and what she's done, but it's all about Bangladesh and covering it. If you didn't, then afterwards, please do try and catch her and ask her some questions about the amazing world of Bushra and VR. Come along, Bushra, there you go. Hello, everybody.
I'm going to ask, you can press play. Yeah. So, I basically have a creative innovation company, but a lot of the work I do is very artistic, and I really mix VR, it's very colourful, costume as well. And the last 2 years, I've been kind of thinking a lot more about my own culture. I know that when I go out and present VR, I don't see many people like myself, in fact. And again, it's this whole thing about stories and where they appear and from who. So this led me to creating an idea of an immersive magazine. It came from, initially, it actually came from how VR is integrated to do with mental health and how mental health services don't support the BAME community. And then that led to, you know, actually COVID happened, and that led to the fact that the BAME community, the Bangla community, you know, I was born in Bangladesh in the 70s, we really rely upon get-togethers and festivals. And that was all wiped out for the last 2 years, you know, weddings, everything. So I thought, well, you know, how can we have that in the virtual world? And a thing started appearing called the metaverse. Has anyone ever heard of the metaverse, except for this, the Banglaverse? So they're like little online worlds. And I created a bunch of little online worlds, and with some collaborators we scanned bits of Brick Lane. And Brick Lane has, it's important to me as well. It's one of those places where we all of us first come to when we come as immigrants. My mum did sewing. She actually had her funeral as well at the Brick Lane Mosque, so this was quite important. You can see I've scanned some saris as well, and I've put all different elements of it. And I got my cousin actually to write some poetry about these different sections of Brick Lane, bits of Bangladesh, you know, collaged together. So this is the Brick Lane world. You can see it. This is a world around a lake. So the actual world is from a 360 photo of a lake in Bangladesh. And that inspired this scene. And I'm going to play you a bit of the song from this as well. We have a song that goes with this. And this, all these little worlds, people can actually meet up as if it's a computer game, as well as looking at it, enjoying it in a 2D format. So I kind of just videoed me clicking through, and each section has poetry as well. So then I did a beauty section, and actually we're going to do a little talk about that during the end of Fashion Week as well. And we know beauty and dressing up is a really big part of our culture, but some of the discussions we're going to have is about colorism, you know. It's a hot topic, how we appreciate people who are fairer to people who are darker. You know, it still exists in our culture, unfortunately. So these 3D worlds you can try on with a VR headset as well. And I've got my VR experience. Some of you have tried it already, but if you see me outside, you should be able to watch it as well in VR. I think, who Who's tried the VR experience? A few people there. What did you think of it?
It was amazing.
I didn't pay her. But we don't get enough of our culture in these other sort of virtual worlds, which are kind of taking over the universe. And then this is a fashion piece. You can see that I've taken a photo from the Sundarban and the mangroves. You know, these are really beautiful areas of Bangladesh which nobody seems to know about outside of, you know, India, in Indian culture and Bangladesh itself. And then this one is nostalgia. And I actually interviewed Salam, I don't know where he is, he's up there. He's hiding. No, I'm not going to show you the interview, but...
Managing reverbs.
Oh, thank you. Am I too close to the microphone? And it's set in Cox's Bazaar. This, which, you know, holds a lot of emotional beauty for a lot of people. You know, it's where my parents were on honeymoon. In fact, I've put some of their photos of my mum and dad. But actually, you know, it's become the biggest Rohingya camp, biggest refugee camp in the world. And this is where, you know, Salam, I interviewed him because he went there a few years ago and documented that. And finally, I decided to put a section which is based on the Gram about identity. And I'm actually collecting words which I'm putting into VR about how people feel about their identity as a British Bangladeshi. I don't know if someone wants to shout out how they feel. I'm going to go around with post-it notes. Tahid.
Very emotional.
Very.
Yeah, especially this year, celebrating 50 years.
Okay. Anybody else? Proud. Great.
অস্তমিত সূর্য তুমি দিনান্তে তোমার ঘুমিয়ে পড়া প্রতিটি আলোকনা বালুকা বেলায় আছড়ে পড়ে ঠিক যেমনি প্রতিটি ঢেউ এসে আছড়ে পড়ে সমুদ্র সৈকতে স্নাত করে বালুকণা তবু তোমার প্রতিদিনের অস্ত যাওয়া নতুন দিনের স্বপ্ন দেখায় আমি কখনো যাইনি জলে কখনো ভাসিনি নীলে কখনো রাখিনি চোখ ডানা মেলা গাংচিলে আবার যেদিন তুমি সমুদ্র স্নানে যাবে আমাকেও সাথে নিও নেবে তো আমায় নেবে তো আমায় মনের বদলানো রঙের সাথে সাথে মেঘের রং তোমার রঙে বদলাই যেন ক্ষণে ক্ষণে আমার দেখা অস্তমিত সূর্য তুমি অস্তমিত সূর্য তুমি শেষ গোধূলির রঙে সন্ধ্যা কনানো আলোর নিঃশব্দে বিলীন মুহূর্তের মতো কানে কানে ফিসফিসিয়ে বলে যায় যেন ফিরে ফেরার সময় হলো বলে ছেলেবেলার গানকে ফেলে সাঙ্গ হলো এ খেলা চিরতরে ঝিনুক শামুকে ভরা বালুচরের ঢেউয়ের সাথে নেচেছি রঙিন স্বপ্নে কথা স্মৃতির মালা সৈকতে ফেলে এসেছি মনে হয় ক্ষণিকের জন্য সময় হয়ে যেত যদি স্তব্ধ এই চিরন্তন পথ চলা থামিয়ে থেমে যেতাম আমি থেমে যেতে তুমি থেমে যেত সব ভাঙাচোরা স্বপ্নগুলো হঠাৎ যদি সত্যি থেমে যেতাম শেষ বিকেলের মতো অস্ত যেতাম অসীম রাতের শেষ শয়নে সূর্যের সাথে আমি ঘুমিয়ে যেতাম